Hi, this is Dr. Frank Wand. In my experience, most people, if not all people, just dread performance evaluations, performance reviews. That interview once a year where you hear about all the stuff you did that you didn't do right. Mostly it's a justification for salary administration, even though they say it isn't. But anyway, you know, it's a difficult time, and people really don't look forward to it. And why is this? Why is this? If the real intent is to grow people, why would we have this kind of attitude around reviewing performance? Well, it's because it's designed almost subconsciously to be defensive on both sides. No matter whether you're the boss or the employee or the employer or the boss, you go into this thing and the thing is, I need to be right. I need to win. I need to justify my position. And if necessary, that means I've got to show that they're wrong, that they lose, and they can't justify theirs. Well, that's pure defensiveness. And what happens is that even though the idea is improvement and growth, all learning goes out the window. All possibility of learning goes out the window. And a lot of times the facts go out the window. To get learning, it has to be a more open conversation. Uh, it has to be a conversation about not about who's to blame, but about what happened. Uh, so much of it is about correcting errors, which becomes very personal. Uh, the thing should be about how can we learn from this? How can we learn to get better as both of us? Uh, so if leadership is the ability to take people to a better place from where they are, and I think that's a good definition, then how does a leader do that from this position of pure defensiveness? Well, they almost can't. It's almost precluded from the very beginning. So what do you do? Well, I'll tell you what I did. This is a long time ago, but I just went through the motions with performance evaluation. That wasn't where we did our growth. We did our growth by engaging in long-term, one-on-one, in-depth conversations. They're called maieutic conversations. Maieutic comes from the Greek word maia, which means midwife, which is Socratic dialogue. It says, I am going to bring out of you what is already in you and make it come alive. And make it come alive. So that was the whole idea. We had long conversations about what they did and their performance, but it was all based on how can we make you better? How can we take you to a better place? And this is the kind of conversation that builds trust. And with trust, you can do just almost anything as a leader. You can ask people to do things. You can take on tough projects because they will follow you. It's all about demonstrating that you care. If there was one thing that I think made a difference to the people that I managed when I did it, was that they knew that I cared about them. And it couldn't be that way 364 days a year and then have a day when I'm the tool of the organization, talking about what they did wrong. If they did something wrong, you address it right now. Right now. You don't wait until for another 6 months and defer it. What you do with a mistake is if someone makes a mistake or is going to make a mistake and you see it, you say, what will this cost the company? Well, if it's not going to cost them much, let them make the mistake. The learning from the failure is more important than what it might cost the company in terms of growth of the people. Learning to deal with failure is another big factor in dealing with defensive behavior. Let them fail and let them learn.